Good morning, everyone. I hope you all are fine. Now, today we are going to study about the subsidiary alliance, doctrine of lapse, and annexation of Awadh. Okay, in the chapter we had heard about subsidiary alliance a lot many times. Today we are going to study about it in detail. Okay, so let's start with it.
Annexation of Awadh. Awadh was a subsidiary state. The subsidiary alliance which the Nawab of Awadh signed had protected the Nawab from external invasions and internal rebellion. Children, as we know that Awadh was already a subsidiary state because Nawab of Awadh had signed the subsidiary alliance with the British during the time of Battle of Buxar. So after signing it, he got the protection by the British from the external invasions and the internal rebellions. Means that now he was protected by all kinds of attacks that that might be on him. Okay, now, after getting the protection, Nawab became very much relaxed. He was not bothered about what all is happening in his state. Now, due to this unconcerned behavior, what happened? The payment of subsidies to the company exhausted the state treasury. सिर्फ ब्रिटिशर्स को सब्सिडी देने में और उनकी आर्मी को मेंटेन करने में ही स्टेट की पूरी ट्रेजरी, पूरा वेल्थ खत्म होता जा रहा था. नाउ व्हेन द एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन वाज ऑन द वर्ज ऑफ कोलैप्स, अब जब अवध का एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन धीरे धीरे खत्म ही होने वाला था, देन सडनली लॉर्ड डलहौजी चार्ज्ड brought the charge of maladministration against नवाब. सो डलहौजी ने नवाब के ऊपर एक इल्ज़ाम लगाया या चार्ज लगाया ऑफ मैल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन. मैल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन मीन्स नॉट एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिंग द स्टेट प्रॉपरली. ओके, ऑनेस्टली वो अपने काम को नहीं कर रहे थे. सो बिकॉज ऑफ ऑल दीज चार्जेस he deposed. Dalhousie deposed the Nawab and annexed Awadh in 1856. So नवाब ऑफ अवध को उनकी पोस्ट से हटा दिया गया एंड डलहौजी annexed the अवध. Okay. Now annexation by the subsidiary alliance system. The subsidiary alliance system was started by Lord Wellesley. Now this system was started just to bring Indian powers under their control without spending money or fighting wars. And the another reason was to exclude the French influence from the Indian state. See the mind behind this subsidiary alliance system. Lord Wellesley बहुत इजीली इंडियन पावर्स को अपने कंट्रोल में लेना चाहते थे विदाउट स्पेंडिंग मनी ऑन द wars and to simply exclude the French influence from the Indian states. Now, the king, the Indian king, whosoever accept the subsidiary alliance, he has to follow some terms and conditions. Now, what were they? The terms and conditions which they had to follow. Number one, for the protection of the Indian ruler, British troops would permanently placed in the territory of the subsidiary state. Now this was the foremost condition, that the British army will going to permanently reside in the territory of the subsidiary state. जिस भी स्टेट ने सब्सिडरी अलायंस को एक्सेप्ट किया होगा उसकी स्टेट में ब्रिटिश आर्मी रिजाइड करेगी. देन Now when the British army is residing in the subsidiary state, then the ruler of that state have to pay the money for the maintenance of the troops, चाहे वो आर्मी उसके काम आए या ना आए, ही उसको पूरी आर्मी का खर्चा उठाना पड़ेगा. Now an Indian ruler could not form an alliance or the partnership with any other power without the permission of the English. अब जिस इंडियन रूलर ने सब्सिडरी अलायंस एक्सेप्ट किया है वो किसी और कंट्री या किसी और पावर के साथ पार्टनरशिप नहीं कर सकता बिना परमिशन इंग्लिश से लिए. एंड ऑल्सो he would not employ other Europeans except English in their administration, and if there was already any other employee other than the English, he would dismiss them. उसको उनकी पोस्ट से या उनकी जॉब से हटा दिया जाता था. Now the ruler would allow a British resident to stay in his state. जिस भी ब्रिटिशर का मन चाहेगा वो स्टेट पे आके रहने लगेगा, रूलर को अलाउ करना ही पड़ेगा. एंड उससे ब्रिटिश कंपनी को पैरामाउंट पावर मानना ही पड़ेगा. पैरामाउंट मीन्स सुपीरियर पावर, पावर ऑफ ऑल द पावर्स. ओके. Now the Nizam of Hyderabad was the first to enter into the subsidiary alliance with the English in 1798. So the very first Indian ruler was Nizam of Hyderabad, who accepted the subsidiary alliance. And after accepting the subsidiary alliance, he dismissed the French officers, and in their place he kept an English subsidiary force whose maintenance he first paid 34 lakh rupees. So after accepting the subsidiary alliance, उनके किंगडम में जितने भी फ्रेंच ऑफिसर्स थे उन्होंने सबको हटा दिया और उनकी जगह इंग्लिश सब्सिडरी फोर्स रखी गई. ओके, जो उनको सब्सिडरी अलायंस में मिली थी. अब उस फोर्स के खर्चे के लिए उन्होंने सबसे पहले कितना अमाउंट दिया? 34 लाख रुपीज. एंड लेटर ऑन इन 1800 he gave the English the territories of बेलारी एंड कुडाफ. जो उनके अंडर थी टेरिटरीज वो भी उन्होंने बाद में इंग्लिश को दे दी. Now after the Nizam of Hyderabad, Nawab of Awadh accepted the subsidiary alliance in 1801. And after Nawab of Awadh, Peshwa Bajirao II accepted the subsidiary alliance. After him, Gaikwads of Baroda accepted the alliance, and similarly the ruler of Travancore and the Rajput states also accepted the subsidiary alliance with the English. Annexations by the doctrine of lapse or law of succession. Now what is doctrine of lapse? The doctrine of lapse means that if the ruler of a dependent state should die without any heir means son, his adopted son would not succeed him, but the state would lapse or go back to the British company. And this was brought by Lord Dalhousie. Okay, so under this doctrine of lapse, it was that if any ruler died without his real son, then his empire will directly go under to the British company, because his adopted son will not going to be in his place. So Lord Dalhousie acted on it with full vigor. Vigor means उन्होंने पूरे जोश के साथ इस पे काम किया, and he didn't missed out any single opportunity of annexing a state which was lying under the doctrine of lapse. So the most famous annexed in this are Satara, Jhansi and Nagpur. Okay, so as we know Jhansi, Rani Lakshmi Bai. So the father of Rani Lakshmi Bai was not having any son. So after his death, Rani Lakshmi Bai would come to the power, but according to the doctrine of lapse, this was not possible. So Lord Dalhousie annexed Jhansi, and which made Rani Lakshmi Bai angry, and she had a war with the Britishers. Now, other than these, the other states were Sambalpur in Orissa, Bhagat near Simla, and Udaipur and other small states. Now, the causes of defeat of the Indian states. Children, I hope now you must have know the reasons of the defeat of the Indian states from the Britishers. Now, the Mughal Empire broke as the after the death of Aurangzeb. Mughal Empire broke. Unity was not there, no other powerful ruler was there, and the different Indian powers emerged. छोटे छोटे small kingdoms emerge हो गए, ठीक है, बन गए, and they were small in size as well as they were weak in resources. उनके पास resources की भी कमी थी, जैसे army की कमी थी, weapons की कमी थी, और we can say wealth की भी कमी थी, and no unity among those powers. The most important thing, उन powers में आपस में unity बिल्कुल भी नहीं थी, and they were fighting with each other to overpower each other. Now the British on the other hand were unified so they can defeat different Indian rulers. और दूसरे हाथ ब्रिटिशर्स बहुत ही पावरफुल थे और यूनाइटेड थे, जिसकी वजह से उन्होंने इंडियन रूलर्स को आसानी से हरा दिया. ओके, जो डिफरेंट इंडियन रूलर्स थे, इवन वो अपने ही लोगों को, अपनी प्रजा को एक स्टेबल गवर्नमेंट या एक उनकी नीड्स को फुलफिल करने में फेल हो चुके थे. Internal weakness, fear of attack by powerful neighbors, and at the same time assurance given by British led many states to seek protection under British. जब इतनी सारी कमजोरियां इंडियन रूलर्स में थी तो ब्रिटिशर्स ने इसका फायदा उठाया. ठीक है, तो ब्रिटिशर्स ने उनकी वीकनेस, उनकी कमजोरी का फायदा उठाया और उनको एक जो डर था कि उनके नेबर्स उन पे अटैक करेंगे और वो अपनी पोजीशन को गवा देंगे, अपने राज्य को गवा देंगे, तो इससे ब्रिटिशर्स ने उनको क्या एक अश्योरेंस दिया कि हम आपको उन अटैक से, आपके जो भी नेबर्स आपके ऊपर अटैक करेंगे उनसे हम आपको प्रोटेक्ट करेंगे. तो वो उनके रूल में आ गए, उनके अंडर आ गए. नाउ द इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन इन इंग्लैंड एडेड to the superiority of the British, as they can now use big armies and equip them with better arms. Now, as we know that Britishers entered in India as a trader. They brought the material in very cheap rate and used to sell them the same products at a very high prices in different parts of the country. Okay, or in different countries. So by this they were very much successful in developing industries, and they started earning huge profit, by which they maintained their big armies. They had more powerful and developed weapons with them. Now mastery over the sea ultimately led to dominate all the powers of Indian subcontinent. Now slowly and steadily what the Britishers did, they captured all the area near the seas, the subcontinental area of India. So वहाँ पे उनकी final power हो चुकी थी ब्रिटिशर्स की. Okay, so they started dominating, they started ruling over the Indian subcontinent by all these reasons. Now time for today's homework. You have to do question number 4 and 5 of exercise D. Question number 4. What is meant by the system of subsidiary alliance? Which states were annexed under this system? Answer is subsidiary alliance was a system of providing forces to the Indian princes in return for the subsidy or expenses paid by them. This was the master stroke of Lord Wellesley to bring Indian states under British. Now the states annexed under this: Awadh, Rohilkhand, Gorakhpur and the territories between Ganga and Jamuna. Question number 5. What was the doctrine of lapse? Which Governor General made the best use of it and how? Answer is the doctrine of lapse means that if the ruler of a dependent state should die without any heir, his adopted son would not succeed him, but that state would lapse or go back to the British Company. Lord Dalhousie made the best of it. He never let an opportunity of annexing a state slip out of his hands. So that's all for today. I hope everything is clear to you. If you find any problem, please do ask me. And do your homework very neatly. Thank you.